Hello friends, this is class 6th, subject English grammar. Today we are going to do lesson number 13, adverbs from PC Wren'S grammar, and this is our lecture number 1. Points to be covered in today's class. First of all, introduction of adverbs will be given, then explanation of all the types of adverbs. Then homework will be assigned. At last, previous homework will be discussed. Let's begin with adverbs. First of all, I'll tell you what are adverbs. The words which add something to the meaning of a verb are called adverbs. I repeat, the words which add something to the meaning of a verb are called adverbs. For example, he writes badly. He writes. This is the sentence. But if we add badly a word sentence into a sentence, he writes, then it adds something to the verb writes. Similarly, he spends his money foolishly. If I would have written here, he spends his money, that would be the complete sentence. But here I have added foolishly to the verb spends. So foolishly is adverb which adds the meaning to the verb spends. He hit the ball hard. How does he hit the ball? How did he hit the ball? Hard. So hard is an adverb which adds to the meaning of a verb hit. Now kinds of adverbs. There are 6 kinds. Adverbs of manner, that answers in how. Then adverbs of place, that answers in where, means where we get the answer of where. Then adverbs of time, here we get the answer of when. Then adverbs of frequency, here we get the answer of how often. Fifth, interrogative adverb, here questions are asked. Then adverbs of degree, which answers in to what extent. First of all, we shall begin with adverbs of manner. Adverbs that show the manner in which some action is done are called adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner answer the question how. Let us understand this with the help of examples. Number 1, how does he write? He writes neatly. Number 2, how does he spend his money? He spends his money foolishly. So, when we get the answer of how, that is adverb of manner. Next is adverb of place. Adverbs that show where some action is done are called adverbs of place. Adverbs of place answer the question where. For example, we live there. But if I ask the question, where do you live? You will answer, we live there. So here we are getting the answer of where. The rocket went up. Where did the rocket go? It went up. Next is adverb of time. Adverbs that tell when some action is done are called adverbs of time. Adverbs of time answer the question when. The holidays will begin tomorrow. But if the question of the same is asked, it will be asked like this. When will the holidays begin? I shall return soon. When shall I return? Or when will I return? I shall return soon. Next is adverbs of frequency. Adverbs that tell how often. How often means kitni baar. how often some action is done are called adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency answer the question how often. For example, she goes to school every day. If the question of the same sentence is asked, it will be asked like this: how often does she go to the school? Rama writes to me often. How often does Rama write to me? She writes often. Next is adverbs of degree. The words nearly, very, almost, rather, and most, which are thus used with adjectives and adverbs to add something to their meaning, are called adverbs of degree. For example, the man was almost angry. This is the degree of anger the man was. She speaks rather slowly. So, adverbs of degree show the degree that nearly, very, almost, rather, and most, which are thus used with adjectives and they add something to the meaning. So, these are called adverbs of degree. Next and last is interrogative adverbs. The words when, where, how, why are called adverbs, which are used in asking questions. These are therefore called interrogative adverbs. For example, when did you come? Why are you late? Now, students, this is the time to assign you homework. This is question number 1 and these all are parts. I want you to read the questions carefully and answer the same questions in your book only. Rather than in notebook, answer the same book. Next is previous homework discussion. The homework which was assigned in the last class. First, underline the personal pronouns in the following sentences and say for what each stands. Number 1. The boy stood on the burning deck whence all but he had fled. He is pronoun and here he stands for the boy. Number 2. No mate, no comrade, Lucy knew she dwelt on a wide moor. Here she is personal pronoun and she stands here for Lucy. Oh Alice Brand, my native land is lost for love of you. So here you is personal pronoun and you stands here for Alice Brand. Awake, awake, my little boy, thou wast thy mother's only joy. Means you are your mother's only joy. So thou is the pronoun and here it stands for little boy. Behold her, single in the field, you solitary highland lass. Here her is personal pronoun and her stands for lass. Next exercise, fill in the blanks with the correct possessive pronouns. Number 1. I gave her my phone number and she gave me hers. I gave him my phone number and he gave me his. He gave her his phone number and she gave him hers. They gave us their phone number and we gave them ours. She gave him her phone number and he gave her his. He gave me his phone number and I gave him mine. We gave them our phone number and they gave us theirs. You gave him your phone number and he gave you his. She gave you her phone number and you gave her yours. They gave me their phone number and I gave them mine. Third exercise. Underline the pronouns in the following sentences and say which are emphasizing and which are reflexive. Write E for emphasizing and R for reflexive. Here I have written the complete word emphasizing and reflexive, but you can write only R and E for emphasizing and reflexive. I will do it myself. Myself is reflexive. He hurt himself. Himself is reflexive. I posted the letter myself. Myself is reflexive. The governor himself gave the prize. Himself is emphasizing. I blame myself for it. Myself is emphasizing. I shut the gate myself. Myself is reflexive. The boys hate themselves. Themselves is reflexive. Pray do not inconvenience yourself. Yourself is reflexive. You may hurt yourself. Yourself is reflexive. She poisoned herself. Herself is reflexive. He set himself a hard task. Himself is emphasizing. We seldom see ourselves as others see us. Ourselves is emphasizing. Next exercise, underline the demonstrative and circle the indefinite pronouns in the following sentences. Dear, here I don't have option to encircle any word, so I will bold the indefinite pronouns. Can any of you do this, son? Any is indefinite pronoun. This is my book, that is yours. This and that are demonstrative pronouns. One hardly knows what to do. One is indefinite pronoun. None can tell how it happened. None is indefinite pronoun. Give me one of those. One is indefinite pronoun. No need to fear that. That is demonstrative pronoun. Some were paid in gold, some in silver. Some is indefinite pronoun. One cannot help smiling at what he says. One is indefinite pronoun. These mangoes are not ripe. Send us some ripe ones. Some is indefinite pronoun. This is certainly a mistake. This is demonstrative pronoun. Next, underline the interrogative pronouns in the following sentences. Interrogative pronouns are WH family words which stand in place of noun. Which is your uncle's house? Which? Who is there? Who? What is the matter? What is interrogative pronoun? Who made the top score? Who? Which will you take? Which? What is the news? What? What are those marks on your shirt? What? Whom do you want? Whom? To whom were you speaking? To whom? Whose is this? Whose? Last exercise. Fill in the blanks by choosing the correct word from the brackets. Which is your desk? Where is their cousin? Which class is yours? Bring those books here. They are my books. These are their pencils. They are not ours. They are not our friends. They are yours. So these are the exercises that you have to do in your book. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently and carefully. Thank you so much.